Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there was a wise and just king named King Alexander. He ruled over a prosperous kingdom where people lived in harmony and peace. King Alexander was renowned for his fairness, compassion, and unwavering commitment to justice. The king's reign began when he inherited the throne from his father, who had been a tyrant. Determined to rectify the injustices of the past, King Alexander set out on a journey to ensure that his kingdom would be a place of moral values and equality. One day, a poor farmer named Thomas approached the king, seeking his help. Thomas was struggling to make ends meet, as a terrible drought had destroyed his crops. King Alexander listened attentively to Thomas's plight and realized that the farmers in his kingdom were facing a grave crisis. Moved by their suffering, the king called for a council of wise advisors and commanded them to find a solution. After days of discussions, they presented their findings to the king. They suggested implementing an irrigation system to ensure that the farmers could sustain their crops even during dry spells. King Alexander was pleased with the proposal and immediately set aside funds to implement the irrigation system. He ensured that every farmer would benefit from it, regardless of their social status or wealth. This act of compassion and equality gained him immense respect and admiration from his subjects. As years passed, King Alexander continued to demonstrate his wisdom and moral character. He established schools and universities to provide education to all children, regardless of their background. The kingdom flourished under his rule, as the people became more educated, skilled, and united. However, the king faced a significant challenge. A neighboring kingdom, ruled by a tyrannical king named King Reginald, grew envious of King Alexander's success. King Reginald saw the prosperity and unity in King Alexander's kingdom and wanted it for himself. King Reginald devised a plan to invade King Alexander's kingdom, aiming to conquer and rule over it. He believed that fear and power were the only means to maintain control. News of this malicious plan reached King Alexander, and he knew he had to act swiftly to protect his kingdom and preserve its moral values. Instead of preparing for war, King Alexander decided to take a different approach. He invited King Reginald to his kingdom, offering a peaceful negotiation. King Reginald, confident in his military might, agreed to the meeting, believing it would be an opportunity to intimidate King Alexander. When the two kings met, King Alexander welcomed King Reginald with open arms. He spoke of the benefits of cooperation, compassion, and shared prosperity. He explained how his kingdom had thrived because of the moral values he had instilled in his people. Moved by King Alexander's words and genuine desire for peace, King Reginald had a change of heart. He saw the error of his ways and the emptiness of ruling through fear. Inspired by King Alexander's leadership, he decided to return to his kingdom and change his own ways. From that day forward, King Reginald became known as a fair and just ruler, modeling his leadership after King Alexander. The two kingdoms formed a strong alliance, built on the foundation of moral values and shared prosperity. King Alexander's story spread far and wide, inspiring leaders across the world to adopt his moral values. His kingdom became a shining example of what could be achieved through fairness, compassion, and a commitment to justice. And so, the legacy of King Alexander endured for generations, reminding people that true power lies not in fear or domination, but in the moral character and integrity of their leaders.